School is extremely outdated, though. You know what? I actually disagree with this take generally. The reason why I disagree with that take generally is that every single person that's coming out of a boot camp is immediately useful. They come out, they have all the skills to pay the bills. You know why? Because they know React. They know Tailwind. They're on Facebook. They've built the MongoDB, right? They've done it all. I get it. They're immediately useful, but they have no direction and no foundation other than just building like these apps that are just immediately practical. So they have a lot harder thing to learn. They have to literally go outside of work and learn extremely boring, awful topics like compilers. Like compilers is fun, but it's also really awful. Like it's arduous once you get beyond any sort of amount. Like you really have to be committed. You have to go out there and learn what operating systems. It's hard. You really have to think about these things. Oh, you want to learn like computer languages? Again, you have to go out there and really like read about how these things work. It's difficult, okay? And so to grow as a post-bootcamp grad is really, really, really hard. I'm not saying it's impossible. It's just really, really hard. A software engineer coming out, a CS student, sure, you're absolutely right. They're coming out the gates not nearly as useful. But you know what they do have? They have data structures down. They can tell you exactly why the HTML is the way the shape it is and why general trees make sense and how to walk general trees and how to do all those things, right? They get it. They get the time-space trade-offs that are happening, okay? Oh, they understand JavaScript. Why is it operating the way it is? Well, I've done a compilers class. I can tell you why this is not so efficient. I can tell you why these things happen. Sure, they're not as efficient, but they can tell you a lot more about the system. Of course they can tell you about a general tree. Of course they can tell you about compilers. Of course they can tell you about these things. They just don't know how to practically apply them. 1 year on the job and they've applied a lot more knowledge and it's easy to catch up. Like this is not hard to be. This is not hard to do. This is why you can come out in 6 months. This is hard to do. This is why it takes many years. I'm not saying it's great. I'm not saying it's perfect. I think they should teach some more practical, like it'd be great to have industry standard experience classes. Absolutely fantastic. It just makes it a lot easier to grow because you have foundation. Whereas I think these people come across without all that foundation. It makes it a lot harder to grow. Like this gap is huge. This gap is hard. You know what I mean? Dude, a CS student that went through a boot camp is going to come out pretty animal. Like they're going to be ready to kick some ass. They're going to come out pretty OP because they have all of that foundation. Plus, like, here's a bunch of modern standard things that, you know, startups are looking for.